Hi everyone, it's Sylwia here. Welcome to my channel. So today we will be talking about self-love, self-respect, emotions. Self-love, I'm sure many of you now heard about self-love. Self-love is something that, it almost feels like everyone talks about it and it's like, yeah, whatever. Tell me something different. You know about it, but you don't want to hear about it at the same time. So, and why is that? Why do we think self-love is something like, I don't want to hear about it, I don't want to talk about it? Why? Because there is fear that we will be judged by others, that this is too cocky, this is too much, that I will be too much, I will be so full of myself. Yes. And all of that is actually coming from what you've heard from your childhood. It's all of, because you can only be good when you're not triggering other people. And there is fear of being judged, as I said. In your childhood, you've been punished if you have triggered someone. Someone else's emotions, like when you triggered your parents, let's say, you've been punished for that. So now, as an adult, you believe, oh my God, if I will be full of myself, I will be triggering people, and they will think I'm a bad person. So I can't. I better keep myself small. I better not do or say things that are good to me. I better not say that I like myself. I better not say that I feel very confident and I really love who I am. And this is because right back to your subconscious mind, you believe you can't do this, that this is something bad. Loving yourself, accepting yourself, having good self-esteem, being confident is something bad. Deep down in your soul, you want to have it. This is what you want, but yet in your logic, no way, I could never be so bold to tell that I love myself, to tell that I do respect myself, to tell myself that I am important to who that's too much. And I don't want people to think that I'm too much. So really, when you do that, when you have this mindset, you're forgetting about yourself. It's like you dedicating your life to live for somebody else's, and you want, if you're living for somebody else, you're forgetting that your life belongs to you. If you won't allow, because of that, you're not allowing yourself to expand yourself fully, like to spread your wings and fly to your potential. You're locking yourself, you're keeping yourself small because of the fear what other people will think of you. But you're not listening to your own heart, you're not listening to yourself, you're not listening to what you really want. And that itself makes you very unhappy. It makes you feel invisible. And when you feel that, then your ego needs to play a role which will try to help you, but usually in a destructive way, because then you'll be looking for external validations from other people. You'll be looking for other people to meet your expectations. You'll be looking for other people to, to meet the demands that you might have, because you feel like you can't do it yourself. And this is a very difficult way to live. This is a very difficult way of thinking about yourself. Self-love is a must. And when we think, when we look at toddlers about 2 years of age, I think those kids are actually amazing because they can teach us adults so much. The 2-year-old kids are actually bold enough not to care about what other people think. It's all about them. And your job is to really find a balance between what you want, who you want to be, in a loving, kind, respectful towards yourself, but also towards others. So like by loving yourself, you're doing no harm to others, and that is very healthy way of living. You have to love yourself. You have to be kind to yourself. Respect yourself. What does that even mean, to respect yourself, to respect your own opinions, to respect your own time, to respect your own boundaries, to respect what you want and what you don't want, to respect how you're managing your time. Not allowing people to dictate you what you should and should not do. Even if you make a mistake, that mistake is going to be yours. That's going to add to your experience. So that itself will expand you as a human being. Because that's only how we can change. We can only change and we can only expand through mistakes. Things that we perceive that will as a failure will actually expand you as a human being. Sufferings, they help us, even though they're so difficult to embrace, to process, but in the end, they are there to help us. Because then what that does for us, it helps us change what we think about ourselves. So how you think about yourself and self-love, self-respect, being kind to yourself, looking after your own needs, is really the key for you to be happy. It's the key for you to feel fulfilled. You have to start looking inside. You have to start looking more into yourself. You have to start looking to the things that are important for you. What do you want? What does your soul want? Like what's happening? Who are you? There are emotions that you feel. You feel them. You might not actually understand why you're feeling them. You might not understand what is going on, why do you feel so much, and yet you can't really name it. But your emotions are your guidance. So when you say something, oh yes, I will do that, I will agree, whatever you want me to do, I will do it. But then deep inside, you're like, oh, why did I say that? That is your guidance, that you're not being actually congruent with yourself. You're not being listening to yourself. But when you agree to something and it deep inside you, it feels right, then you know you did the right thing. Then you know what? Yeah, I did what was right for me and it feels good. It feels right. You're not here to please everyone. You're not here to live for every single person outside of you and please them and make them happy. Because when you're so busy with somebody else's life, who is looking after your own life? And then you start to create these demands or expectations, and then you're getting angry because people are not meeting them. But then again, they're not here to meet your expectations. That's your job. This is your job, to meet your own expectations. So if you want to make any New Year resolutions and set goals for next year, that should be one of your priority. To build a healthy relationship with yourself. To start looking at yourself more kindly. To be more respectful towards yourself. That should be your number one goal. When you do love yourself, when you are having a really kind relationship with yourself, that is then being projected out to other people. So then your relationships with other people are improving. The way you see life, the way you see yourself in life is actually improving. It's growing. It's better. Because how you treat yourself and what you think about yourself and how you're treating yourself is actually projecting out towards others. So what you do to yourself, literally other people will do the same. So if you have not great boundaries, if you're not respecting yourself, if you're always saying yes even though you say you want to say no, people will do exactly the same the way you treat yourself. And then you're getting the frustration that it's building inside you, and yet you're pushing down your frustration. And then you're wondering, why do you feel not good about yourself? Why you feel anxious? Why you feel like life is difficult? Because you are making life difficult. Life just is. Life isn't good or bad. Life just is. It's a gift. And what you do with it, it's up to you. And then you might tell me, yes, but there were situations that I had no control and made me very vulnerable. I got hurt. Yes, you didn't have control over that, but you have control of how you're perceiving this. So you can't control, and you didn't have control when someone hurts you, but you have control over your response. And how you're going to respond is actually going to tell you a lot about who you are. So again, self-love is something that is the key to your success. It's a key to your happiness. It's the key to self-fulfillment. It's not something that you should be ashamed of. It's not something that you should be hiding. It's not something that you should feel like you shouldn't do it. Your life belongs to you, and your number one responsibility is actually to look after yourself and do no harm to others at the same time. People are people. You can't control them, but you can control you. Your responses, your behaviors, what you say. You can start looking inside, and you can take control over your life. You can take control over who you are. And it doesn't have to be cutting people off completely. If it feels aligned, if that's something what you want to do, then you do it. But first, what you do is start looking into the relationship that you have with yourself. What you're telling yourself, how you're treating yourself. Are you being too hard on yourself? Are you being too demanding? Are you believing that you have to be this perfect person? Because otherwise no one will like you. But the thing is, when you try so hard to be so perfect, you're actually forgetting about self-love. You're actually forgetting that in this illusion of being perfect, you're actually deep down rejecting yourself because you don't accept yourself. And you're running away from yourself into this spiral of illusion of perfectionism, and yet nothing really changes. You're only feeling exhausted. So stop that. Tell yourself that you are good enough. Tell yourself that you can have and do whatever you want in a kind way. Tell yourself, give yourself permission to be who you want to be, regardless. If there's going to be fear, it means you're coming out of your comfort zone. So every out of your comfort zone expands you. Be more kind to yourself. Look after yourself in a way that you can feel and start trusting yourself more. Because the more you will look into yourself, the more you will listen to yourself, your needs, you will actually build self-trust, self-acceptance, self-reliance. So, and all of that together will help you grow your confidence, will help you feel like your self-esteem will be very healthy. That will help you to become a very happy person with yourself, with life. But you have to do the first step. You have to show up first. You have to tell yourself, you know what, from now on, I'm done with that nonsense and I'm actually looking after myself here. I'm actually going to make myself feel important for me. And this is exactly what I wish you for next year. I wish you that you will start more actively looking after yourself, more actively looking at yourself and pay attention to the relationship with yourself, that you will start treating yourself more kindly, more respectfully, with love, with compassion, and you will listening to your own needs. Let go of any destructive behaviors, let go of any negative thoughts about yourself. That's exactly what I'm wishing you for next year. Because once you have that, that's a really solid base to accomplish anything else you will want in your life. So everyone, Happy New Year. I wish you all the best and I will see you very soon. Lots of love, like always. Bye.